All right, we're live on Facebook, Video Guys News Day Tuesday. Welcome to the pre-show. Today's show is going to be about the IBC show that's still going on in Amsterdam. It is a big trade show that is a European trade show for technology in the video space, broadcast space. Very cool show. A lot of people are out there. We have a lot of good announcements. That's what we get to on the show. But now we're going to roll with the pre-show. And what am I going to talk about on the pre-show? Ohio State Buckeyes looking great. I was in Dallas, Texas. Got to see them put the hurt on TCU. It was a lot of fun. I was out there with my son Max. Shout out. Had a good time with a lot of Ohio State alumni. It was a home field game. There were so many Ohio State fans, about 75% Ohio States. I was hanging out with Max and his friends from Kappa Sig. So shout out to those guys. If he ever watches any of these videos, I doubt he does. Now let's get on to some more pertinent information for this pre-show about our industry and the shows that are in our industry. We're going to wrap this up at the end of the real show, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit in the pre-show, and that is you have NAB traditionally in April in Las Vegas. That's the National Association of Broadcast show that goes on in the U.S., although it's global in nature. And then in September, you have IBC, which is in Amsterdam now. I don't know how many more years it's going to be there, if it's going to move around. The NAB show used to move around. Now it just lives in Vegas. Well, we've gotten into a new cadence in our industry where people introduce products at NAB. So a lot of the products I'm going to talk about now were actually first shown at NAB, but now they're actually coming to light shipping. And they also have a cycle of showing stuff at IBC, which will be shipping at NAB. There's another show that's coming, which is in October, which is NAB East in New York, which is a show that's gaining some traction, and we'll see how big that becomes, and if it becomes the US IBC rivalry or what goes on. But right now, IBC is where a lot of big announcements are happening, and the show is very exciting, and some of the vendors we're going to be talking about and highlighting today are Bird Dog. This is the Bird Dog Mini, which is now shipping. We're going to talk about that and other products. We also got big news from Atomos, a lot of news from the new tech folks, of course, plus there was news from other vendors, including Avid and Teradek and folks like that. So this is the pre-show. We just like to introduce everyone, let you know, hey, we're here. The show actually goes live at about 2.5 minutes. The other item that I want to talk about on the pre-show is the next show. This show we're really exciting about. 3 years ago, New Tech announced NDI at the IBC show. It's the 3rd year anniversary of it. Very, very cool. Woo-hoo, there you go. Next week, we are going to have Dr. Cross on the show. Dr. Cross from New Tech will be on our show. We're piping him in via Skype DX. He's going to talk to us all about NDI, technologies, roadmaps, where this is going. NDI is really revolutionizing the industry. Over 1,000 vendors and partners have signed up. We're picking up more and more NDI products. You're going to hear a lot in the show about NDI products that are coming. And I don't want to ruin the whole show, but I just want to talk about we are going to have Dr. Cross on next time. So let's go back to where we are. Eddie, thanks for that graphic. I love it. We'll be using it again during the show. So don't be upset, folks. You're going to see that same graphic in about 1 minute. All right, other items for the pre-show that I wanted to talk about that's happening right now is in our industry with new products that are coming out. We're also starting to get impacted by things that are going on globally between tariffs and parts shortage, key component shortages. We're starting to see some price increases in the products we sell. Some of them we're trying to absorb and not have the prices go up to you. Others, unfortunately, the prices are going up. We're trying whenever we can to bring in inventory to get you kind of through a grace period where you'll be able to still buy stuff at the old price to go to the new stuff. But these price increases on electronics are really happening. It's a global issue. We're seeing it in storage first, where storage prices really battling on where they're going to be. The storage vendors are trying to keep the costs down, but between component costs and tariff costs and other thing that's going on, I really expect to see, unfortunately, prices increase across the board over the next 30 to 60 days. Now, maybe the world will normalize and supply chains will get fixed and the tariff thing will get resolved, but right now I'm really telling you, if you see a deal and you can afford to get it, jump on it, because I can't promise you that deal is going to be here come the holiday time, and I don't know what kind of deals we're going to have this holiday time because of the impact of what's going on in Asia. So there we go. We're ready to start the show. Why don't you roll the bump and let's get this thing going. All right, welcome everybody to Video Guys News Day Tuesday. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. You give us about 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to teach you about the products we sell, what's happening in our industry, the new technology that's out there. Today's show, IBC, big show in Amsterdam. One year I'm going to get there. Haven't been able to yet, but the IBC show is the big international broadcast show. All our vendors are out there, a lot of product announcements, a lot of excitement. We're going to go over the ones that are the most important ones for the products that we sell. And the big news is going to be from BirdDog, Atomos, NewTek, Av, and some others. But before we get to the IBC show, I want to wish a very happy birthday to NDI. NDI technology is 3 years old. It was 3 years ago at the IBC show that Dr. Cross and NewTek introduced introduced NDI to the world. It is incredible how much NDI has exploded since that time frame. We can get rid of the graphic now. I'm making myself dizzy. It's glaring on me. I look at the monitor, folks. That's why. Next week, we're going to have Dr. Cross on the show. We're going to bring him in via Skype DX through the TriCaster, and he's going to tell us all about what's happening at NDI. He's going to talk about the history of NDI. He's going to talk about the roadmap of NDI. He's going to talk about where he sees the industry. You know, there are people who are visionaries, and then there are people who make stuff happen. And this guy is both. He's got the vision. He's got the execution. NDI, we use NDI throughout our studio right now. In fact, the Surface is coming in NDI via our network. We have NDI cameras. We do NDI switching. It's very cool. It's super exciting. And with Dr. Cross in here, we can't wait to have that show. So once again, happy 3rd birthday to NewTek NDI technology. All right, let's hit the show. The first product I want to talk about is not a new product from the IBC show. It's a product that is shipping now from the IBC show. This is the BirdDog Mini. Folks, we have gotten in 2 shipments of these. They have both sold out at this point. This one unit here, unfortunately, I have for the show, but as soon as the show's over, the warehouse is running in and putting it in a box and sending it to some lucky customer. This puppy is hot. It's $5.95. It's NDI. It gives you 2-way NDI. That means you can take NDI output from your camera, plug the HDMI on your camera into the BirdDog and send it out NDI, or you can use this to feed a monitor via HDMI to take NDI out to something. So it's this bi-directional NDI with video that BirdDog has launched, and that's super exciting. Plus, they're giving you the BirdDog comms, which I'm going to talk about a little bit, but BirdDog comms actually uses NDI technology to let you talk to your camera people when they're using a BirdDog device with their camera. Let's go a little further. Studio NDI, that's the one that's out there for $8.95. New firmware coming out. That firmware is going to give you comms and other features as well. These guys at BirdDog are on their game. You guys, this is just the beginning of what's happening from them. They have really, really dominated our industry from the standpoint of being an NDI hardware provider. You know, NewTek, of course, is NewTek, home field advantage, but no one is giving us more and better and a wider range of NDI hardware than the folks at BirdDog. So kudos, guys. And this is the big one. This one I am blown away by. This is something I have been requesting since NDI first got mentioned to me with PTZ cameras. And this is a BirdDog PTZ keyboard. It's a keyboard to give you full control. I wish I had it to show it to you. That's why I turned to the camera, because normally, Eddie, I pick it up and I show it to everyone. I don't have it to show it to you, so let's cut back full screen to the keyboard, and I apologize. But basically, it's $14.95. It's a keyboard with a joystick. It'll give you full control of the PTZ cameras. One of the things that I think is really cool, if you look at it, you see that little toggle down there? That's just like the wide telephoto toggle on your camera. You get the joystick control. You control up to 255 cameras, NDI over the network. This is something that I felt was very needed, and so have a lot of our customers. Why? Because you can't always have the PTZ camera operator be the guy who's operating the TriCaster or the switcher. This lets you take that PTZ operator. Not only does it have to be the same guy, he doesn't have to be at the same table. Anywhere where he can plug an Ethernet jack into, he can now control all the cameras that are on the network via NDI. He can use an NDI monitoring software with a PC or a Surface as well with the NewTek software, the NDI software tools, and now he can see any camera too that's on the network. So this is truly opening up a level where you could have you could be running a sporting event with multiple venue rooms where people are playing. Maybe it's a racquetball tournament or something. So you can have cameras in every single court, and one guy could be controlling them all from a central area. If you're doing a performing arts center, you can have multiple people in the performing arts center with the cameras being controlled Also, if you have a situation where you're doing something in a large auditorium and there just isn't room for getting everyone in there, maybe it's a church or a house of worship, it's just too crowded, you don't have a spot, now you can be in another room off to the side just operating the cameras. Very cool, very excited about it. $14.95. I wish I had the chance to touch it because everyone's telling me that the tactile feel of this thing is tremendous. So great job to Bird Dog, but that's just the beginning, folks, because you see how it says PTZ keyboards? What good's a PTZ keyboard without PTZ cameras to control them? That's right, the folks at Bird Dog are going to be giving us a whole lineup of PTZ cameras. Now, it's very early. We're going to do a whole show on all the cameras, and I don't have ship dates for the cameras yet either. The keyboard, I believe, is going to ship end of this year, which really means we won't have it till January, but we're going to call it Christmas, New Year's-ish kind of thing. What do we have? We have a basic $14.95 PTZ camera, as well as a more advanced $24.95 one. One of the things I want to stress to you about these cameras that make them different from a lot of other PTZ cameras out there is these guys are using Sony CMOSs, so that you're getting better, superior optics and lenses than some people are using security cameras and stuff like that. What I've been told, wasn't at the show, that is the movement is smooth as silk on these cameras. We'll have a full show on them, folks. Like I said, you know, I wasn't at the show, so I'm giving you the information that we're gleaning from press releases. I don't want to go too far going into specs and details on anything that I didn't get to touch myself. They also have what I'm going to call these industrial level cameras. These are cameras for outside permanent mounting in permanent positions. Maybe you're doing it through a to wire up a field, or maybe it's to wire up a courthouse or some other kind of facility. These are industrial grade cameras. They are weatherproof, some of them are waterproof, some of them have the ability to actually, I think the guy said you could hit it with an aluminum bat and it's still going to work. I mean, these are rugged for professional use, and we're excited about those. What I am going to tell you with these units is, at least initially, they're probably going to be special order. We don't expect to keep a lot in stock. All these available in white and black, and initial builds are going to be limited, but we'll have more information for that when we get to the Bird Dog show. So great job, Bird Dog, with the PTZ. Now let's cut over to another company that's completely blowing away IBC, and that's Atomos. Atomos at NAB launched the Ninja 5, telling us what it was about, but they also told us about ProRes RAW. ProRes RAW and Atomos and Apple are really working together on this to deliver a whole nother level of 4K and beyond HDR workflows for video editors, for post-production, for live production. Well, the Atomos is just the first product. ProRes RAW is the tip of the iceberg. Let's go in and show you just how crazy this is getting. First of all, Ninja 5, I'm still upset I don't have one. It's this big, guys. It's gorgeous. It's a 5-inch on-camera monitor and field recorder. It is slick. It looks great. It's lightweight, and it records in ProRes RAW, ProRes, or DNX, the Avid DNX. Great product. Really excited about it. $695. We're bringing a bunch in, but I'm going to be honest with you, we got a lot on back order, so I would really tell you should put your orders in, because we've been told they're going to be shipping by the end of the month, which means we should have them in early October. Let's say we're going to get them October 15th. I'll be conservative. Get your orders in, because our first shipment is going to sell out very quickly. Also, Atomos introduced something called Atom X modules. These are modules that allow you to extend the performance and features of, right now, the Ninja 5 to start with, but it'll be for other items eventually down the line. The first one that I'm really excited about, well, there's two of them. One is for sync, so that you can remotely control a Ninja from a remote connection, and the other is the Ethernet NDI, and that's the one that's really so exciting me. The Ethernet NDI means you can now hook up this little box to the back of your Ninja 5, and you're going to be able to get NDI output directly into your TriCast or any other NDI mixer switcher. Now, I'm not at the show, so I'm going to tell you that I'm hoping it gives you full 4K, 60 fields per second. I don't know that that's actually the case yet. I do know it's HD at least. We'll find out when we get a little longer and we get to touch it, but it's pretty exciting either way, because now anyone can put that monitor on their camera, and now that camera can be used to feed into any NDI workflow, and that's super exciting. At $199, why is it so inexpensive? Well, because really they're using the brain and the technology that's built into the Ninja already and just adding the connectivity, because these guys really thought this out really well. And my compliments to the guys at Atomos and the guys at NewTek on getting this out and getting it put together so quickly, because I've been urging both companies to work together, and me and a whole million other people, I might add. But we're happy to see that this happened, and this is going to be a very exciting product. If you think about it, $199 plus $699 means $895 now. You're going to have an on-camera field monitor recorder that also lets you get NDI to your TriCaster. That's an incredible value. The other product is the Sync product, which I know has a lot of guys who are professional shooters who do multi-camera professional post-production shoots very excited, because now you can sync your modules, you can get gen lock. It also gives you a built-in battery extender. Very cool stuff. We're going to do a show from Atomos as well. Like I said, because I was at the show and didn't get to touch it, I don't want to say too many features, but I know what this is really about is people who are doing multi-cam shoots who just are very frustrated they can't get everything synced up perfectly, and now you can, especially with the new large sensor cameras that are all the rage and were introduced from just about everyone in the world. You know, Panasonic, Sony, Canon, everyone's got a new camera coming out. And just as a reminder, while we have inventory, we're still running this Sumo special. Now, our Sumo inventory is getting lower, but we have 19s and 19Ms at this discount rate. This is another example of one of these promotions that when it ends, we may actually see even a potential price increase, because once again, component costs and stuff like that. But jump on these. Ninja 19, $19.95 after instant rebate. Sumo 19M, $15.95 after instant rebate. We use a Sumo. What I'm looking at right now is actually a Sumo. That's what I use when I'm in the studio, and then the folks also use it for the high-end post-production stuff we do when we're doing our videos and stuff that we produce like that. But the Sumo's a great little monitor. It's rugged. It's a field recorder. One of the things we do that I'm going to talk about again is our Sumo 19 workflow. We actually have the SDI output of our TriCaster going into the Sumo, and then the Sumo is recording the show directly into ProRes. Why do we do that? Because now we can bring that finished show directly into our Adobe or Avid machine, whichever one we're using at the time, whichever is availability, take out any quick edits we need, and also encode it for YouTube or wherever we have to go. Saves us a tremendous amount of time. If we need the ISO files, we have them. We record everything. We go redundant like you can't believe. We're a little paranoid here. But I love that little workflow, and it saves us a lot of time and effort. And when we're getting into 4K HDR, it's going to get even better, because I'm sure those files are going to take a long time to transcode, and we'll leave it at that. So we're going to save a lot of time. Eddie's shaking his head. He's like, his life is so much better, because we do these shows at 2. We tell him it's got to be on YouTube by the end of the day. He's like, can we move the show to noon? We couldn't move the show to noon. We got him a workflow that works better. So there you go. All right. You're not going to talk about NDI if you don't talk about NewTek. NewTek Connect Spark Pro, that's their 4K on-camera HDMI NDI adapter that now you can take any 4K camera, plug it into the Connect Pro, and bring it into the TriCaster. Why is that so important, folks? Because the TriCaster TC1 has 16 NDI inputs. That means with Connect Pros, you could have 16 4K cameras feeding into your single TriCaster for a multi-camera shoot that is going beyond anything anyone else in the industry can come close to. That's 16 cameras, 4K, 60 frames, all through the Connect Pro. Great deal. We're really excited about it. Great product. Once again, that's another product that I think you want to get some pre-orders in. I do not have a ship date for that. They were hoping to ship shortly after IBC, which begins tomorrow, is shortly after IBC, but I guess you got to give people a few weeks of leeway, right, Eddie? You can't get it all at once. The other thing is the live graphics. The live graphics are now available. It's part of the NewTek Premium Access package. It works with the Adobe Creative Cloud. I'll also say, as a sidebar, Adobe released another update of Creative Cloud with another suite of utilities. What I really love about this real-time graphics engine is guys, you know that Avid, NewTek, partners with VizRT, and that's high-end, super sophisticated graphics. That's where you can put a circle around the guy when he runs on the field and do augmented reality and stuff like that. You see what people are doing on the network shows, but the truth of the matter is if you know Photoshop and you know After Effects, you can add graphics to your live productions that look as good as anything that's on the network. This is template driven. You use After Effects, you use Photoshop, you fix in, you bring your elements in, and your creatives can now create tremendous graphics that you can bring into your production. So you say, Gary, what's the big deal with that? We can always bring graphics in. Yes, but now each layer of that Photoshop can be a layer that moves in animated, as well as any animations that you work into After Effects. So now all of a sudden, you don't need a VizRT trained professional expert PhD to put great looking motion graphics in your video. No, you need to have someone on staff who knows After Effects and Photoshop, which I gotta tell you, there's a lot more folks who know how to do that, and there's a lot of people who can figure it out, and there's a lot of simple online training. So we can't wait. We're going to start messing with this and really starting adding some graphics when we go to Q1 of next year, after we get through the whole holiday season, because the production team's got some stress on it already. But we're going to start to be all new roll-in 3D, great graphics using this technology too, so you'll see it from us. But I think it's super cool, and it really is going to democratize animated 3D graphics, much the way that you could say Final Cut and Adobe Premiere have done that for video editing, or NewTek has done that for live video production and mixing. So NDI technology, NewTek technology, pushing the envelope again to bring added value and content and things that are going to keep your viewers watching your program. So great job, guys, and I can't wait to get that out to you guys. Okay, switch gears a little bit. VideoGuys. This was a product introduced at the NAB show by Teradek. We're exciting. It's supposed to be shipping any day now. They got announced that it was shipping. Then we were told, well, it's not really shipping to you guys. It's shipping to us, which means we'll be able to ship it to you soon. So what's so exciting about this? Bonded cellular, supports HEVC, H.264 live streaming. Unlike other bonded cellular solutions, this one that comes with modems from Teradek. You can use their modems. You still have to sign up for the different carriers, and you use the Teradek core technology in order to bring the two bonds together in the cloud and have it go out. But it's a very exciting product, HDMI and SDI. We're looking forward to that product, and we'll do some hands-on reviews when it gets a little closer. All right, I said I was going to talk about Avid a little bit. Avid is constantly introducing new versions of software, and at IBC they are showing an update to Avid Media Composer that's loaded with new features, including uncompressed video, including some new color tools with shape masks for color grading. A lot of exciting stuff happening in the fourth quarter for Avid. So I got to remind you, if you're on the Avid Perpetual, you need to get your support license. Your support license renews every year, $285. We know they started these support license agreements a few years ago. So here we are reminding everyone that yours are probably coming due. I know we send you emails automatically, but even if you're not a VideoGuys customer, we can sell you a support license renewal. It's $285. And what makes it exciting is they're also now offering the Symphony color option for $99 more as an add-on, which that's going to make sure that you can take advantage of all the new color tools that are coming out over the course of Q4 of this year and Q1 and 2 of next year. So that $99 promotion is a good promotion. We've done it before. It means for basically with the $285 and the $99 for under $400, you can not only have another year of support, but it's on Symphony, and then your support renewal is still the same $285 in the future. All right, in the beginning of the show, and the pre-show, I believe, I talked about some price increases. Well, this is one of the areas in storage that's having a price increase. Unfortunately, the Avid Nexus Pro 40 terabyte engine is going to go up to $10,400, and the bundle that we've been promoting at $99.95 is going to go up to $11,495, but we still have some units available. So for now, for the time being, we think we have enough units to get through the end of September. We can't promise, but either way, $9,995 gets you a Nexus Pro 40 terabyte engine and the Dell 2024 switch. Once again, with that switch, you can add another engine if you want to. You can actually get up to 4 engines together for 160 terabytes of total storage. Nexus Pro is the shared storage solution that we really recommend above all others for our customers, especially if you have Avid integrated into your workflow. Other people pretend to do Avid bin locking, pretend to do Avid sharing. No one comes close to Avid doing it right. They also support Adobe Premiere fully with the Nexus Pro, as well as Final Cut. We have the new Media Central editorial with bundles coming out that lets you have a whole nother level of productivity and collaboration and sharing. We did a little show on that before that you can catch on YouTube still with the product manager, Dave Colantoni. Very excited. Even though the price is going up, it's still going to be a great deal. But to not take advantage of this deal now, folks, if you're thinking about shared switching, you need to get into a Nexus Pro with a Dell switch for under $10K. And I can only tell you it's going to be available for another week or two at best. All right. Finally, I want to talk about what is just a little bit of the show cycle, the product cycle. I talked about this in pre-show, said I would double back to it. Here you go. You can see on the calendar. Basically what happens is we have NAB in April, we have IBC in September, then we have NAB in April. What we tend to see in the industry now is that products are shown to us at the NAB show in April, and then typically the introduction cycle is more that it's coming by IBC to actually be shipped. Then a lot of the new products you're seeing at IBC now that are being introduced at IBC for the first time will start shipping closer to the NAB show in April. This cycle, I think, is advantageous for you as an end user because it lets you plan a little bit more. You know, I used to hate when I was in the early days of the desktop video industry. Let's go back to, like, say, 2002 to 2005. What would happen is vendors would introduce new items at the NAB show, say they were shipping immediately, and then of course they wouldn't ship for 3 or 4 months. So they'd ship them June 30th to us, and we wouldn't have them till July. Well, what would happen is that screws up your planning and production. Let's face it, a lot of people are shooting video when the weather's nice, and we're making films, we're making movies, we're outdoors, we're doing what we need to do, and you don't want to be told about products that you can't really use. So what I'm saying is get used to that cycle. If it's a product being introduced for the first time at an IBC show, expect that it's probably going to ship at NAB. It could ship faster, but I think if you work that into your time frame, you'll be better off. And we have several products. You know, Bird Dog Mini was shown at NAB. Video Go was shown at NAB. The Connect Pro from NDI, from NewTek was shown at NAB, and now it's shipping at IBC timeframe. So it's really a way the industry goes. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I think it's important to get that cadence down so when you see people doing NAB press releases or IBC press releases, you can be have a more realistic world view of when this stuff's going to be available to ship. And I would love it if everything shipped next week, but the truth of the matter is that's just not what happens anymore. All right, folks, we got a bunch of really cool shows coming up for you, and I always want to talk about those. We hyped it in the beginning of the show. NDI with our special guest, Dr. Andrew Cross, to discuss the future of NewTek NDI. Third birthday for NDI, introduced at the IBC show 3 years ago. We think it's really great. Bird Dog, October 2nd, the Bird Dog show. We're trying to get those crazy Aussies on the show, but of course we have a problem in that they're about 14 hours apart from where we are. So they're gonna have to get up in the middle of the night to do the show with us, but we think they might want to do it, but he might be a little tired. So we're gonna try to do that to bring in a guest. We're not sure if we can or can't. And then October 9th, John Lammon's coming into us from Teradek. He's the Teradek expert. He's going to talk about the Video Go. Plus, there's a lot of new bolt technology that's come out that's going to be very interesting for people who are cinematographers. I know they had some announcements with Red cameras, with ARRI cameras and stuff like that, so they're getting a little more camera specific. So we're excited about that show. We're looking forward to bringing those guests in. But once again, that kind of brings our show here. But I want to wish a very happy birthday once again before we end to NDI, 3 years old. Congratulations. In 3 years, NDI has basically gone to revolutionize our industry. NDI is the biggest thing in the IBC show, was the biggest thing at NAB last year, and I know it's going to be the biggest thing for NAB this year. So once again, kudos to Dr. Cross and his team, and we will see him next week on the show. So this is Gary from VideoGuys.com, thanking you for coming to our show, and peace.
Video Guys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.